Streaming versus 9 to 5. What's harder? Let's discuss.
I'm like that, dude.
Right now.
You're gonna disrespect your mom and say that your work is harder? That is so rude.
All right, can I talk?
Hairspray.
Listen, so your whole
So
thing.
it's dangerous.
Listen,
Your job is
chill.
you would have to actually have to go to work.
And went to school, and still.
And paid rent?
Yes, I still worked.
That's your choice.
You're high. You're all over.
That's
That's what playing video games. I play video games on my spare time.
I don't even enjoy streaming anymore.
I'm going to just weigh in, okay? First of all, y'all are going to notice this. This is not a woman's shirt, okay? This is a men's shirt. I just want to be clear. The sizing says L. You can check everything. Look at the shoulders, all that. This is men's. I get this comment a lot, and I refuse to stop wearing the shirt because I'm just a stubborn person. It's a men's shirt, all right? Anyway, men's quarter zip. Anyhow, streamers versus 9 to 5 workers. Special thanks to Jubilee for the idea. Shout out FaZe for shouting out Jubilee for the format, whatever. Maybe it was for the actual idea too, like the topic. But bro, streaming and doing social media stuff is harder than you think. The risk is a big obstacle that a lot of people do not respect enough. It's a huge risk. And not only that, if you're doing it where you're still set up and you're dedicating time to it, there's a high likelihood that this shit does not work, bro. Like, I'm making content right now. I'm doing it, like, I have no time. I'm tired of shit. It's 8:02. I work at 6 a.m. Okay, I work in finance and financial services. I got to get up. I coach ball. I do mad shit. And I'm trying to squeeze this in, okay? Like, I have, like, no time, bro. Like, literally no time. And I'm doing this shit every day for, like, an hour and a half. I have a workflow that lets me put a video up. This content shit is not for, like, it's not easy, bro. It's not just like fun, you do shit and then boom, all of a sudden you're famous and make money. It does not work like that. You got to put years of work in. Now, once you've done that, it is kind of just chicken. Like, from what I understand of the industry, if you can cut it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you make it that far, then yeah. At that point, your backlog, your shit just starts to accumulate and compound, and then you're making a lot of money doing much less work than most people traditionally are. But it takes some time to get there, and you got to pay your dues, and people don't understand that. And I'm trying to pay my dues right now. We'll see if it works out.
What's up? How's it going?
Same old different day.
Okay. So my argument here is that streaming and social media creation is harder than a 9 to 5. Facts.
Nah, it's not facts, bro. 9 to 5 is way harder, homie.
Why do you say that?
Because you gotta get up every motherfucking day, go to the motherfucking bullshit job, and slave for fucking pennies.
Yeah, your life is harder, but the job itself, that don't mean the job is harder. Bro, your life sucks because you probably didn't work hard enough when you were... Like, bro, like this dude right here, right? Bro, like, come on, like... Bro, you sound like you were in a gang, bro. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but you were... were you, like, what were you doing? Were you going to school and getting good grades? Like, let's be real. You got a bullshit-ass job.
See, that's the thing is you're right. You get up every day, you go through the motions. You don't have to get a good night's sleep. You don't have to be focused. You don't have to be locked in. You wake up, you go, you flip some patties, maybe sign a few envelopes, answer a few phone calls. With streaming and social media creation, you have to be on your game.
Well, you got to use your brain a little bit more than that, depending on what your line of work is. You got to do a little bit more complex things. My job is not the super complex, high pressure decision making job. It's kind of a good like work-life balance job as far as financial services jobs go, because I'm trying to do external stuff as well and balance everything and build towards a better future. I'm not just trying to be locked in on finance forever. Although, like, I'm trying to build some money and wealth and position and stature there as well, so to help me with things I'm trying to do in the future, whether that be like applications to schools or whatever, right? But the point is, like, it's not that easy. Like a 9 to 5, depending on what you're doing, it's really not that easy. Like, he probably still has to work like either a labor job or a lot of skill. Like, it's not that simple, right? It's either complex, you got to use your brain a lot, like I'm guessing this guy probably does, or you got to do like a lot of labor and a lot of like hard work, grunt work, which is tough. It's not easy. I would say I would rather stream, obviously, than do a 9 to 5, but to talk about which job is harder, it's tough to categorize.
Game 24/7. It's like a switch that
When
never
you're a
turns
milk
off.
carrier, I'm a milk carrier, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. I get treated like shit every motherfucking day.
We have to deal with thousands, tens of thousands of people critiquing every little thing we do, every decision we make, every thought we have.
You guys got it made, man. I wish I had it made like y'all.
We don't have to go.
Yo, but that shit is weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like streaming to me, like I could never stream for. I mean, shit, maybe I could for like a certain amount of hours a day, but I couldn't be, bro. Like that shit gives me the weirdest feeling, bro. It makes me like, bro. It's sad if you think about it. Like, it's sad, bro. Like being streamed, being like people watching you all day, you like being all these people getting access to your life, bro. There's some demons out there, bro, that are gonna like know what you're doing and shit. Like look at what happened with Clav, right? That shit's weird. I don't even want that life. But I'll do this YouTube shit though. Like I'll put some shit up in my own time and put it up and yeah.
Sign a few envelopes and put them in a mailbox.
Man,
we have
got
to
it gravy, bro.
What's the next trend? What's the next idea? Oh my God, I have to stream today.
And I got dogs that want to bite my ass
And
every
you have
day.
lunch breaks. You have lunch breaks. We don't have breaks. We're on 24/7. You got high energy 24/7.
I wish I could be at home like you and kick back and get paid big money.
We're not even at home. We're walking around.
Man,
We're walking
I
around
wanna
doing
do
things,
all of
going
that
to
because
parties, doing
the
all this
shit,
stuff.
I got to slave just for not even $100,000 a year. I got to work double overtime. Bullshit.
Okay, what about
Yeah, but you didn't pay attention in school, bro.
this? You're guaranteed to get paid. You have a
No, I'm not.
steady rate.
You're not guaranteed?
I don't work, I don't get paid. It's simple as
Yeah,
that.
but you have a guaranteed
Guaranteed pay if you
No,
work.
I
That's
don't.
your decision if you don't want
I
to work.
got to work at the job for
If
years.
I don't go live, I don't
Just
get paid
to
either.
collect.
We don't got to deal with people spamming L's.
Yes, we have
Huh?
people in the chat spamming L's. Oh, this is boring. We don't like that. You have to create content.
Bro, they're like underselling it. These guys are, because like low key, like people hating on you like that. It's a bigger deal than people who haven't been through that. Like irrelevant people don't really understand what it's like to have mad motherfuckers hating on you, bro. That shit is not. It's not sweet. I'm telling you. But at the same time, it's not that bad. If you're gonna make millions of dollars for it, bro, I'll eat that all day. Come on, I would rather do that than go deliver mail. I'd rather have people hate me. If I can make millions getting just hated on the internet, fuck it.
Imagine you have to be high energy. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? You guys like this stream?
That's me 24/7. I'd rather do that.
So why don't you become a streamer?
Man, that's what I want to do. That. Does not define shit.
If streaming is so easy, how come every single person in this seat is not a streamer?
People are lazy. They want to put in the work.
That's their fault.
I get called fat all the time.
So what? I can call fat and chubby. All my homeboys call me chubby, fat, whatever.
That's your homeboys, though. I'm going to keep it a buck. That's your
Yeah.
homeboy.
Yeah, and you right, homeboy, you right. But check this out. My nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go out there and get that bag.
I think she's got something she wants to say.
Oh my gosh, wait, we're seeing flags.
Unfortunately, these flags are actually useless. We decided to use a timer instead because we suck at explaining things.
That's funny.
So you raise your flag. Is there a reason you did
Yeah,
that?
because I was actually a cook for 15 years. So that means for 15 years, I had to get up practically every day, get dressed, go to work, and I had to deal with not only adults, but I also had to deal with children.
We deal with children every day, too.
We deal with tens of thousands of children and adults.
The Lacey's Thugs are... Do you not know who the Lacey's Thugs are?
I can't go out in public without 10 kids coming up asking for a picture. Do you know how hard
Oh
that is?
my God.
Isn't that
That is
special?
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
difficult.
Like you're a celebrity. You're talking about that's a perk.
How long do you think this is going to last?
I'm sure that's annoying. I'm sure that's annoying after a while, but that's a perk. Like you're getting people coming up asking you for pictures. Like, Lacey, dude, like take a picture, sign my shit. Like, come on. That's a perk, bro. People love you.
Think this is going to last
I
forever?
hope so. You just proved my point for me.
Of course, he's made like tens of millions of dollars. I'm pretty sure Lacey's net worth is at least a few million.
I don't have that security that's going to last forever. Having a job, being
That's
a
why
cook,
you gotta
you
grind.
have that security of, oh, I have a job, I have a degree, I have this. This could end for me tomorrow.
Hypothetically, if you
How could it end for you tomorrow though? Like you are a famous person. Like everybody knows you. You built your brand. Like it's not gonna end for you tomorrow. You could really start some new shit and you have a huge leg up. Streaming is better. Your life is significantly better than anybody that works a 9-to-5 job. Even like the highest up managing directors in finance who do the most, make the most money, bring revenue in, Like your life is better. You know what I mean? Now, is the job itself harder? I'm not gonna sit here and say streaming is easy, but most of these people's jobs sucks, bro. You just have to eat that pill, swallow that pill every morning, get up and be like, damn, I'm a bitch. I really work for somebody else and I'm a bitch. And you have to go do that. Like That's worse. The job itself, though, if we're talking about whether streaming is harder than the job, I mean, it depends on the job. But for the most part, the 9 to 5, I would say, is harder in a lot of ways, depending on what it is. But streaming is not easy.
Said if you all of a sudden you lost all your followers, what would you do?
I know what he'll do. Get up.
No, I'm asking
Trigger
him.
warning.
I'm asking him. What would you do if you lost completely all your YouTubers? You had nothing. No one watched you anymore. I didn't even watch you anymore. What would you have to do? You would have to actually have to go to work. Oh my God, did I just cuss at you?
That's a slur. If I did lose all my followers, I'd probably buy a couple houses and
All right, guys, we're going to start skipping around a little bit.
start my real estate empire.
Okay, so then you would
Yeah, because he's loaded. Like, he wouldn't, he don't need to stream anymore at this point.
have to actually go to work. You would actually have to go to the office.
And I would think that would be a much easier job than streaming.
You gotta go into your setup though and sit in front of studio lights and read the chat and be interactive.
But no, he lost everybody. He lost everybody. He has no followers whatsoever. He would have to turn around.
You're proving my point.
You would have to turn
proving my
around.
point. You're proving my point on why this is harder because I could lose it all
Yeah,
tomorrow.
but you could lose it tomorrow.
If let's say you're a cook, right? Let's say you got fired. You have hundreds of people lined up. You can go cook over here, cook over there, make over here.
That's not how it works. It's not that easy to get these jobs, like just regular jobs. You still have to at least maybe for a cook it could be easier, but in certain industries you got to interview a few times. Like there's some prestige behind it. But now, man, to get to where he is hard, and it takes some luck and it takes a lot of risk. So, and it takes persistence. That part is hard. What you're doing, though, is not that hard. It's the fact that you're trying to do that. Like, you're trying to make it probably while you're working a job, your college, or whatever. Like, it's hard. That's hard.
You could be a private chef. Exactly. I don't have that security.
I was a cook in the school system.
I actually did content creation starting at the age of 14. When I moved to LA, I gained like 10,000 followers off the bat, and I was very young and I started working with different brands.
Okay.
I totally understand the mental aspect. It's just that you guys can afford to say, hey, I'm gonna go wherever for 2 weeks, and that can be content, that can be your job, and you actually get to relax and travel the world and have other opportunities.
You just say a lot of points.
There's no relaxation.
If I could answer a couple.
So basically you're saying, I tried to do what you do, and I didn't make it. Despite being a chick and having a body and all that, you still didn't make it. So it's probably hard, bro. Like, people actually want to look at you. And I'm not saying that to be crass or compliment her. I'm just saying, like, in general, right? Like, these guys, nobody wants to look at this guy. Nobody wants to look at him. Like, no offense, right? But nobody's tuning into Ronaldo because, like, he's, you know what I mean? He has to actually entertain. And he made it, right? He actually made it to the level, like, and you couldn't do it. So how is that? Now you can't sit there and be like, oh, your job is easier. You never made it. You clearly couldn't cut it, so it's hard, obviously.
So you were saying, like, to go back to the beginning, you were saying, like, you can manage, like, your time with, like, relationship. Was that correct? Like, you have your girlfriend when you go home, like...
I fortunately have a support system, but I every day, like, ask myself how I would have been able to do it without.
Example. So you said 14 you started. I started at 16. For about 3 years, I was making money, and it slowly went super up, and then all of a sudden it went down, right?
Yeah.
I lost everything, fell off completely. About to myself. It's a real story. This is a real story. This isn't a joke. Why are you smiling?
We've all been there. Every 9 to 5 worker has been there.
So
That's
going
why.
back to what you said, how you have a support system. I moved across the country from my parents at the age of 19, lived alone in an apartment, was paying a certain amount of money every single month, and I was losing money. I wasn't making enough money to pay my like I had money in my bank for my rent, but I wasn't making more than my rent.
Yeah.
So I was losing.
You were in the red every month.
I was in the red every single month. Girlfriend broke up with me at the time, so alone across the country. So it's like when you're alone.
Of course, when you're down, the girl leaves. Duh.
Own too and everything.
He's winning now because she's not in his life. Honestly, you don't want that disloyal type of person in your life.
It's going down. Where's my support system?
I don't like why she's laughing, bro.
So I have a question. You said that for the first 4 years you started streaming, you had no income. How were you able to survive?
I lived with my mom. I was 16.
So that to a certain extent is privilege.
That's privilege.
It is.
But my mom How's that privilege?
It's privilege because you have the support system to have a place to live.
Well, at 15, 16, I would hope I have parents that would live with me.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't, and they have to take 9 to 5.
What do you mean? How many 15-year-olds are homeless? Like, that's absolutely terrible and very sad if you are homeless. But how many 15-year-olds are homeless, bro? Like, you're talking about, like, a minuscule proportion. Like, most 15-year-olds have a place to live where they can stream if they wanted to put the work in.
So a lot of people don't have houses.
A lot of people don't have families that support them or accept them.
But that's a whole different conversation. What does that do with the 9 to 5?
Because they still need to survive. So the fact that you were given
So how did you move to LA?
I moved across the country as well with my mom when I was 15 years old.
Do you not think that's privileged?
I mean, we moved into a 1-bedroom in Santa Monica and shared a trundle bed, so.
Okay, well, I was reselling shoes to afford my mom's mortgage and everything.
I get it. I've definitely helped my family out in times where I was able to.
What is he doing with his hands?
But I also had to have my family support me in order for me to have certain opportunities to make money in the first place. So if you didn't have content creation, what would you be doing?
It's a great question. I don't know, because I didn't set my goals that way. I set up my life to that. I know I would do what I want to do. If we all got paid the same every single month, let's say.
Respect. What he just said, though, facts, bro. That's what you got to do. Sometimes, like, I'm eating it right now, but, like, sometimes it's your own fault. If your life is not where you wanted it to be, it's because you didn't make the right decisions. You didn't make the right choices to put yourself there. You low-key just, like, were a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't do what you wanted to do. You wanted to do some other shit to be safe and da-da-da-da. Which is fine, but you gotta at least try to do both, you know? Don't ever sell yourself. A lot of people just give up on themselves and completely go all in on the regular path, you know?
Just in simple terms, we all got paid $100,000 a month. Crazy.
Or maybe that's what they want to do. Some people are very passionate about law or medicine or finance or whatever, and that's completely fine as well.
Amount of money. Would you guys still, truthfully, I'm actually...
But don't lie to yourself, right? If you want to be a streamer, if you want to be an athlete or something like that, you want to do something cool like that, something like in the counter elite as they call it, then go do that. Don't be like, oh, I never wanted to do that, even though low key you're jealous as fuck and you wanted to do that, but you went the institutional route, and now you're just like stuck hating on everyone else. Don't be that guy.
Serious question: would you guys say that all of our jobs are harder than each other? Truthfully.
Yeah, if she was a nurse, she had to go to medical school for years just to be able to have her foot.
But the security, though, if you went to medical school, now she has a job. You know what I mean? She has mad security with that.
You knew that she was getting security because she was going to be a nurse, correct?
Not secure.
How is it not secure if you knew what you were going to do?
Secure, brother. Nothing's secure.
Nothing's secure. You just proved my point. But you just proved my point.
No job is secure, but content creation gives you the ability to have those savings, to have an audience. And even if you do lose all your followers one day.
Bro, if it's that easy, then why doesn't everyone do it? They actually make a good point with that. Look, again, the job itself is not hard, right? I disagree with what they're saying. We're like, oh, we're in front of studio lighting. We get L's in the chat. Like, bro, please. Come on, bro. I would trade everything in my life to be... Well, I wouldn't want to look like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be in his position. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not going to sit here and diss him and hate on him and be like, oh, his shit, like, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, like... Actually, wait. All the way around. I mean, like, his shit is not hard, bro. Like, he doesn't have it difficult in life. I would definitely trade places. But at the same time, I had every opportunity to take that risk as well, and I didn't. You know? It's more about the risk. Like, and I didn't. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, fuck this guy. My life sucks. Like, wah. I didn't take that risk. And he did take the risk, and there's plenty of motherfuckers like him who took that risk and are nobodies. They work at UPS. They work at the ice cream shop. They're scooping ice cream for fucking fat people all day. And they hate their life. And that's because they tried to do what he did. And they failed. So like, taking that risk takes some balls.
Yeah. Let's say I lost it all tomorrow.
You still have residuals of your previous viral videos. Even if people are hating on you and shitting on you, that's still adding to what goes into your pocket.
There's literally doctors who do one surgery and make hundreds of $1,000s.
Because they were trained for decades and they had to go to school. So are we. You went to school to be a content creator?
Streamer University.
Nah, the doctor thing, though, like, yeah, that doctor is a psychopath, bro. Like, to get to that level, to make that much money as a doctor, you got to be, like, the best of the best, have your, like, minuscule error rate. The pressure is insane. Like, that job is way harder than streaming. Come on. variety and IRL streamer, averaging around 13,000 views per stream on Twitch with 930,000 followers, peaking as high as 46K concurrent viewers. A little less than that. FaZe ADAP is a key figure in FaZe Clan. Okay, I mean, 46,000 people watching you at one time. Dude, that's like an NFL stadium. Just put that into perspective. It's a lot of fucking people. Now, again, I don't think these guys are like... Bro, like, these people all steal content, and I understand the pressure is immense. I've had guys who are as famous as him steal my shit. Steal jokes that I said, like, shit like that. Because, I mean, whatever, though. At the end of the day, it's the consistency. That's why they made it. They didn't make it because they stole one of my jokes. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they be doing that. And that's part of the content game. It's just what happens. It's recycled shit. Someone does something, you look at that and be like, oh, that's a good idea. I should do that because it fits my niche, and I'm going to do a better rendition to this. And you just do that. That's what people do, bro. I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, if I get big enough and I do this full time, I'm definitely going to do that. So, it is what it is.
How you doing, bro? Good. How you doing, Alex? Gabe. Gabe, how we doing? I'm doing good. So first of all, I want to say I do respect all of you for what you do. I mean, you guys do work, but you do not work as hard as people who have a regular job. You don't know that. I mean, that I do know it for sure. It's very clear. People have to wake up and do their routine over and over again. It's not a daily thing. It's a weekly thing. It's a monthly thing. It's a yearly thing.
That part sucks, dude. That's the part where it's like there's no end in sight. Sometimes, like, for me, I know I want to use the corporate world and my trajectory corporately to better myself and put myself in a better position for my future. But I don't necessarily want to be in the corporate world long term. I know that I'm going to make some shit happen. Like, I'm just going to make moves. You know what I'm saying? I know it. I know that because I know who I am and I know what I'm motivated to do. So, but like some people, bro, and when you're not sure, like, it took me being in the corporate world to really find the drive to get the fuck out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no diss to the corporate world, but it's just not for me long term, forever. It's not a permanent place for me. But when you are looking at that life, bro, it's like a shotgun, bro. It's like, here you go. You work every day till you retire at 65, and you have enough money to just chill for fucking 15 years while your balls don't work, your knees are creaky, like you can't do anything. But that's when you can relax. Until then, 5 days a week and a couple holidays. You get a couple holidays off. That shit is brutal, bro. Shit's brutal. I'm not, like, that shit is tough. I'm not gonna hold you at all. That shit is ass.
It's a life thing, and if they screw up, they lose their jobs. And they always have to be careful, because if they do something weird, they say something weird to their coworker, their boss, they're gonna lose their job. If you lose some followers...
That's true, bro. I have like one or two people in the workplace who I'm like, okay, I can kind of speak to this guy and like talk to. For the most part, you can't say anything, bro. You got to be completely just like, you can't talk about girls being looking good, and you can't talk about like anything in there. You can't say anything, bro. You really can't do anything. You just have to sit there, put your headphones in, do your work. Hey, John, yeah, good stuff. The markets, the weather. And then you just got to fucking leave. You got to do that for 8 hours a day for fucking months, years.
Because of something you say, you'll get other followers, and you have a large following enough where there's enough of a range of perspectives that people will always be on board for you.
That's true. They'll follow you. That's true. You're a recognizable brand at this point. You're never going to lose that.
As long as you're producing content, people who screw up at their jobs and lose their jobs, and maybe there's a recession, there's not a lot of jobs, as could be now. You know, they get potentially homeless or worse.
You ever heard of cancel culture?
What's that? Yeah, of course I've heard of it. But how many people have been canceled and came back? I mean, it happens all the time. Your boss is not going to be loyal to you if you don't get that thing in on time 5 times.
Okay, but check it out.
Done.
Okay, so listen. But to be able to get that loyal following of people that do follow you, you need to build that over years and years and years and hours of trust and communication and intimate relationships with your audience.
Okay, so
that's not something
intimate relationships over a computer screen. Yeah, bro. All right.
That's just given to you.
But nah, he's right though. Like, building that is not it's not easy. It's hard. But there are some plants. Let's be real. Like, some guys just get put on. That's true too. Like, some guys literally just get put on, bro. You just are doing it a little bit. They're kind of making some motion, and then boom, somebody finds them and they're like Aiden Ross just like happens to like your content. Famous. Set for life. That shit happens too. But yes, for the most part, like I'm not saying these guys, all these like FaZe dudes, I've been hip to FaZe for like more than a decade, right? Probably 2 decades almost. And bro, that shit's been going on for a minute. And they only like take people in the way because I've always kind of been interested and wanted to like be part of that shit. Because I used to be a sick knifer in COD, and I used to be sick at COD in general. And I was so good at COD, matter of fact, that I had to go knifing only, and I still just crushed leaderboards. I still do that to this day. It's like riding a bike. I could pick up a fucking controller and be one of the best COD players anywhere, period. Just without no holds barred, right? So of course I know FaZe. Like, of course, and I've always kind of like been like, oh, FaZe is dope. But like to get into FaZe now, you have to like be noticed. You have to like build up to that level even. You know what I mean? And then you get like some shit 360 deal or some shit like that. I'm not gonna say it's a shit deal, but like I'm sure it's not like that great. You know what I mean? Like they'll put you on, they'll get you some brands and shit, but at the same time you're giving them a lot of your money. So these guys probably all did, at least to some extent, work very hard to get themselves into this position. Not saying that they work super hard now, and I don't actually think that they do. I think that they have it pretty easy. Like as far as life goes, they have a good life, all of them. But it took some risk and shit to get there. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, you don't even do it from being a good gamer. You do it from now. It's just content creators that get in.
You don't just fall into 1 million subscribers, 2 million subscribers, 3 million subscribers.
It takes work for sure. But like what you guys are talking about in terms of like the toll it takes on you, a large part of it, and let me tell you something, I'm a little older than you guys, so a large part of it is just general angst from being young, and you just happen to have a camera in front of you and like talking to people or whatever, but at the same time, like, you're doing exactly what most people are doing, which is dealing with life stuff, and that's normal. Like the mental toll that it takes dealing with people and getting comments and this and that, that's what everybody deals with. But you don't have to wake up.
Do you though? Do you deal with that in your job? You deal with like people just commenting on your work? I don't think so, bro. You submit your shit to your manager, or maybe you are the manager at this point. You got a guy you report to. You see him once or twice a week. Maybe you ask him maybe once a day, right? Twice a day sometimes. And you're doing your work, and that's it. Nobody's bothering you, right? I mean, again, streaming, you're asking for it, so I'm not going to say, I mean, whatever, bro. I don't have an opinion. Again, I'm a very neutral guy in general, and I like to be objective, which probably is going to make me, it's going to take me longer to get off the ground with this shit because of that, but, you know, I'm a thinker. I'm not like a yeller. Like a lot of streamers and content creators just scream shit. I'm not doing that.
At 6 in the morning and get to your job and then be there and like be on the whole time, no matter what. Anyone who has a 9 to 5 has to do that.
I said, what do you do?
Well, I'm a college professor, so I have to do that same.
So you don't work a 9 to 5 though. You have a pick your own schedule kind of job. I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm saying you still probably have to work a lot. You grade and shit, but there's a little bit more freedom with that type of rule, right? And dude, when you're working a 9 to 5, you are not on all day. That's not true. If you're a low level, like there's the workers, like skilled workers. Like for me, I work in a role where like I'm doing the work, right? I'm doing the work. Somebody's gonna review it. Somebody's gonna. I mean, if not really, at some point I'm gonna be trained enough to just do it. I just started a new gig, but you know, it's complex. It involves like some market stuff. You got to look into this. You got to do that. You got to do this. You got to put this together. Do this in Excel. Blah 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 blah. Boom. You got to do that a couple times a day, a few times a day, 10 times, 15 times a day, 20 times a day. Maybe you're starting to work on some projects and shit. And then once you do that, you know, you're good. Or you can work your way up in that role into a decision-making position where you kind of choose direction and you use high-level thinking skills and make some. But you're not on all day. Like there are lulls in the day. People leave you alone. You got time to just do your work and whatnot. You know what I mean?
You just gotta come in and teach the same shit for the next 10 years.
Yes, you're like,
come on, man. You already know what you're doing.
We have to produce new shit every day.
For me in particular.
Yeah, but you steal a lot of content too. Anyway.
My question.
I loved her.
My question.
I loved her, and you're laughing.
My question again. My question. If you think it's so much harder, why are you doing it?
Because I'm passionate about it.
Okay, so you love it. You love streaming. So do you love it more than you loved that girlfriend?
That's what I had to decide.
Oh.
I had to make sacrifice, and
So
that's
you-
what you have to
so
do.
you lost
with
the
streaming.
human touch.
But guess what? If I had a 9 to 5,
lost the human
if I
touch
was flipping burgers,
Is he about to get a tattoo? What's up with this?
I could have had a girlfriend still.
But you lost the human touch.
for the streaming.
Being a streamer, you have to be judged on thousands of people's opinions every single day. 9 to 5 person, maybe one, two, three.
Okay, and then back to my point. Is that your choice? Was that your choice?
But that's not the point, though. The point
No,
is,
that's my point.
streaming is hard.
Was
enough.
that?
That's the point.
You gave up your girlfriend for streaming. Come on now.
Shit, he ran up a bag. He ran up a
Yeah,
bag.
But the thing is, it comes to a point. Do I pick love and a future with someone I care dearly for? Or do I pick
Something that I
future
love.
for something that I'm passionate about and motion? I pick motion.
Bro, come on, bro. Love and care for someone. What would that be? That's an easy decision. What are you talking about? Like, what?
Lala Costa.
Lala Costa? Amazing name.
Thank you. I'm an attorney.
She makes a percent on people's fuck ups. I like that.
If you had an opportunity to get a 9 to 5 that you could create yourself,
Attorney, now we're talking. This is a real job.
like whatever you want,
Yes,
9
I
to
would.
5, you would take it?
White collar, right? But you got to work up. You have to put in a lot of work and money to even get that job, too.
Yes.
Because why?
Because I don't even enjoy streaming anymore.
You don't? What? Come to this side.
No, but I have to because this is what I built my career off.
Yeah, this is all, yeah. This guy can't be an attorney. What the fuck is he going to do? Work at McDonald's?
If I start,
Look at him. I mean, no offense, but let's be real, bro. Like, this guy's not a white collar professional. He doesn't have the pedigree for that. Like, I'm not trying to diss him, but he didn't go to Harvard, bro. He went and streamed, and that's why he's a part of the counter elite. He went the counter direction as opposed to the institutional direction. Instead of climbing this ladder and taking his time and being secure, he took a risk and made it, and he's got a lot of money for it.
You feel stuck.
I feel stuck.
But he took a risk because now he didn't climb this ladder, and all he has is this. But it's, you know, if you make it, you make it.
Have you ever watched a show and you stopped watching it? Have you ever watched a show and you were like,
All the time.
it's the same thing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have to.
That TV show it's done. What happens to all those actors?
It's
after?
canceled
They gotta
because I
go
stopped watching?
Well, no, I'm saying thousands
Baby, stop.
of you
Honey.
stopped watching.
I think you guys are mixing all
Yeah,
the issues.
Cartoon Network. It's like
and
they
not
got millions of
focusing
people.
on-
You guys know what Cartoon Network is?
If your
It's
father would
gone.
stop, would you come up with a...
Yeah, nah, this is true though. Like what I'm learning from doing YouTube a little bit is you do have to please the audience. You're at the end of the day, you're still working for somebody out there that's watching. Like I'm working for whoever. Like if you're watching this, I'm literally low key working for you. Because the thing is, like it's not just me come on here and talk my shit and boom, I'm famous. Like I have to edit shit a certain way. I have to put shit out a certain way. Like I use AI tools to help me. Like I'll talk to ChatGPT and be like, yo, my video did this much. Like what should I do? And it'll be like, oh, the hook here. You fucked this up. If the retention went down at this point. You have to like do all that, bro. Like it takes some real like finagling to even get, and then you have to consistently do that and consistently keep tweaking. And once you find your workflow, you got to keep going and keep going. And that shit is like, you're working, at the end of the day, you're still working for somebody and something like external. It's not that easy. You don't just show up and put a camera up and what's up, guys? What's good, y'all? What's good? Today we're talking about, like it doesn't work like that, right? You have to have a little bit of thought and some sort of energy into this shit. You got to put something into it. So I hear what they're saying on that. People, they need to keep the viewers engaged. That is their job. And it's not that simple. You got to like twerk, do some weird shit, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe do some crazy shit, impressive shit. Like it's tough.
All those people are gone. Yeah, but pivot, that's the point.
Crack a joke, whatever.
Nice to meet you.
I'm a professional model.
That is not a 9 to 5. What is she doing up here?
Okay.
I've worked since I was at the age of 14.
Okay.
I was a gamer too.
I just think personally, like I agree with Jason that I think streaming does take a certain.
These motorcycles in Texas, bro, or I don't want to say where I'm at. The motorcycles in Florida. Fuck, I gave it away. Fuck it, I don't give a fuck. I'm not editing that out. Fuck it.
More stuff. But then
I'm in fucking San Antonio, bro.
and a 5, and I also think everybody in here, right? If you guys all try to be a streamer, right, and then we all try to do what you guys do,
You get L's in your chat.
the probability of everybody here trying to be an attorney is way higher than somebody making streaming a career.
Absolutely, your job is just got lucky.
but what do but the thing is though, okay, this statistic, the way they make it seem is that it's like a random, it's like it takes luck and there's a small percent of people that are lawyers. No, because if you go to law school, you're gonna get it. You know what I mean? You're gonna become a lawyer. You just have to pass the bar. You have to study, and there's low pressure, bro. At the end of the day, it takes multiple attempts max for the bar. You got to have decent grades, get into a law school to become an attorney. And you're going to study for the bar for like 3.5, 4 years and just study for like 6 weeks after that cram and take the bar. Like, yeah, you got to do some shit. You got to meet some checkpoints and you got to work your way up. But it's a much lower stakes situation because you're working your way up over a very, very long term from when you're a baby up until when you're like 25, graduating law school and taking the bar, right? And if you fuck up, you have a long runway to recover. Streaming is kind of similar though in that way. Like if you mess up, like you still can keep going because at the end of the day, there's no end to this shit. Like you can be 45 and still be working towards making content of some kind. So, but the way they made this sound, it sounds like it's a risk to become a lawyer. It's not. It's not risky.
Because you're a gamer, you got lucky. There's so many people like you out
talented.
there.
It wasn't
These
pure
days,
luck.
everybody's an influencer. Come on.
No. But
So
no. But specifically, what I do, I'm not posting selfies around the world. You know, it's basically all pure talent.
Yeah, right. It's easier for a woman to become an influencer for sure. Everybody's an influencer. Yeah, of course. Like, you know what I mean? If you're a hot chick and you like know how to do a back squat, you're all of a sudden a fitness influencer. I agree because people I actually literally know girls like that, bro, who don't know fucking anything. I mean, they know enough, right? They know how to work their butt. They know how to do a little bit of stuff. Like they know a little bit, but they're not certified in any way. They're just hot. That's it. And people will look at their stuff and be like, "Oh, look at her. Like she must know what she's doing." Come on, like that shit is whack. It's not the same thing for dudes. No dude is getting that. Even good-looking dudes are not getting that thirst trap level of attention because people, bro, that's weird, bro. Even girls think that's weird. Like at the end of the day, some girls might watch it, but a lot of girls are gonna be like, "This dude's cringe, like weird, fuck that." Even though he is hot.
Okay. Can I just why?
The one exception would be the guy that chopped the wood. That guy, I don't know how, but he managed to make that shit work. I don't know.
Is he lucky? Why do we all get lucky though?
What is your talent?
Yeah.
Call of Duty. I was a professional Call of Duty player, like actual like.
So you were sitting at home and you're thinking, what am I going to do with my life while you were gaming? You're like, oh, let's put a camera.
I was 16, so it wasn't really like that.
You weren't really thinking of what should I do with my life, like what should I study, what should I like, where does my life go? You just got lucky.
It's not luck. It's just he's determined. He knows that's the only route.
He didn't get lucky. He put in hours.
That's what we do. We go to school,
wasn't
we
luck.
study.
Everybody's a little bit of luck. I think people who don't have a job, they feel they want to get lucky by getting a job. So I think people even having a job is some sort of luck.
He said, how many people have asked?
Yeah, but it's much luckier to get a huge platform from streaming.
You do this? No,
it's hard work plus luck.
It's luck. It's 1 of a million because for whatever reason.
How is that luck? If 1 out of a million, that one has to be the best.
And they have to be working mad hard. Mad people, all 1 million of those people that are trying to do that are working hard, and a lot of them aren't making it. And he's right, too, because it's more systematic than people think when you don't try it. You think people just sit down in front of a camera and play video games, boom. They do that for a long time and they're famous. That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Well, how are you going to dismiss all his hard work and all of his talent?
Is he the best?
I got four.
Especially streaming, because you got to put more work into it over a longer period of time, and it doesn't all save, and you got to have clippers, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. You got to do all this shit to make it translate to a loyal following. With long form content like this, like for me, for example, like over the long run, over like a decade, if I do this is actually going to be easier to make money off of. I might not make as much money as them, but maybe someday I'll go into streaming if it works, right? But like this shit, like, because you have a backlog, you know what I'm saying? But like these are all the considerations. That's why I went to YouTube, because I was like, look, I was doing TikTok. I had like 55K on TikTok, 55K likes. I had gotten banned. I had 10K likes on another account, also got banned randomly without even any warning on that one. 55K likes is not that much, but I had like, you know what I mean? I had like 1,000, I had like 1,500 followers, 6,000 followers on the other one. Like it was growing for sure. And I got banned, account banned. So like I moved to YouTube because it's not as automated. Like there's all this shit that goes into this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that simple. It's not that simple. And I put in mad time on the TikTok too. I posted 3 times a day for like months at points. And maybe sometimes 10, 15 times a day for like a couple months. and just to get to that level.
No. Let me get my statistics.
Now, granted, my shit was ass. Like, I was literally just talking to the camera. I didn't put any effort into it. I just, like, posted random thoughts and stuff like that. I could have put more effort into that, but I still put some effort into it and basically got nowhere.
There was over 300,000 people that played Warzone last year. This is the game that I play.
Okay.
I got 4th. So I was a top 12 player across the entire world.
And you're telling him
so that's not luck. That's
like
pure skill.
So you're dismissing, is Michael Jordan lucky? Is LeBron James lucky?
Yes.
Are they lucky?
I mean,
No,
they have a talent. They have
They
a
were-
talent.
they had a
But
team.
it's,
So what do
you
you
know how
do?
many talented people out there and don't get.
Yeah, but but they had a talent. Yeah, but LeBron, MJ, like, we're talking about, dog, more work than anybody else. You know how many guys I coach ball. Like, I literally coach basketball, right? I know kids who are 6'8" and can fly out, jump out the gym. Athletic, strong enough, you know what I mean? Have a good frame, have a good body, can play, and are talented, right? Are very talented. But then everything else that you got to do on top of that to get to the league, just to get to the league, that's hard, bro. That's like, yeah, you got to get lucky and then work hard, and then you still might not make it. So yes, you got to get lucky. You got to work very hard. You got to be born with a certain talent. I mean, for streaming, you probably don't need like talent like that, but you need like to be good at something specific. You need a niche. You need something to be. Yeah, you need to be like a little bit talented at something. Then you got to work mad hard. Then you got to get lucky on top of that. For basketball, it's kind of the other way around. You got to get lucky with the body. Then you got to work really hard. Then you kind of got to get a little bit lucky again.
The chance, they don't get the shot at it.
I don't want to take up his time. So he's not talented?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Not
That's
at
what
all.
you just said.
You just
No.
said,
What he did
I
to get
said
to where
a
he
lot
is.
of people are talented don't get the shot to do what he does.
bro, people who
So
make it
it's
to the
not-
NBA.
But I didn't even.
Facts. I'm nice at gaming, bro. I'd probably kill him in quick scopes and knifing only and just regular COD. I don't like Warzone personally, but like when I was in my prime, bro, I was a killer, bro. And I never streamed, but that was just my lack of resourcefulness that didn't put me in that position. You know what I mean? So, but yeah.
Didn't get a shot. It was I did it off the strength of me. You know, there was no one who gave me a shot or anything like that. I simply was. You dead ass?
Yo, you being serious?
Why you laughing?
Why they laughing, bro?
It's not luck. I've been doing this for 13 years. I uploaded 3,000 videos. 2,000 was I edited myself while I went to college, worked a job, and still went to school.
And yeah.
So that's not. I mean, if that's
stand on it.
If that's luck,
Where's the luck at in that equation?
Again.
Yo, he snapped. 2,000 videos I edited while I went to college, went to school, went to classes and shit, and worked a job. Bro, that's a lot of work. Like, he's not doing anything else. I hope you understand that. Like, he might go to the gym once in a while. He might go to a party once in a while. But years of just mostly just working. Working class streaming. Working class streaming. That's it.
is there a percentage? We are all lucky in some way, right? If we all have a job, we're lucky in some sort of way.
I've done that shit before for different things. Like, for me, it was finance, basketball, and the CFA. So I was doing mad shit, bro. And even now, I'm doing this. I'm studying. I'm training my dog. I'm lifting every day. So I have mad little shits to do. This is like a centerfold of what I do at night. I'm studying for the CSCS, and I work a full-time job. So if I ever make it, I would hate for somebody to look at me and be like, "Oh, well, you're lucky. Like, you have it easy, bitch."
But
God bless.
off of specific pure talent. And I worked on that since I was 16.
Again, I work with many talented people. I'm not saying about you. I'm
Yeah.
just talking in general. And there's so many people that are very talented never get a shot because they don't do the right thing. They don't go the right path. They don't meet the right people. So there's
So that's their fault. They don't do the right thing.
so many even talented actors here. They never get a shot. So I'm just saying it's pure luck.
It wasn't luck.
Some people for sure are bitch ass people, bro. And I was one of them at one point. I would like never go after anything. I'd be like, yo, like, oh, well, I should be found. I'm good. I like deserve it. It's entitlement. That's entitlement. Yo, nobody's going to hand you anything ever, bro. Ever. Never, ever, 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 ever. People are going to try to take things from you all the time. People are going to try to take things for themselves. People are going to steal from you. People are going to try to tear you down because they're jealous. That's all that's going to happen. Always. You got to fight through that. And that's what I've understood as an adult. If I had known that as a kid, which some of these guys seem to have understood it at that time, I would have been way better off, right? But I didn't. It took me until now, I'm like almost 30 damn near, to understand all that. And now I'm like, fuck it. Now I embrace the game, right? At that point, it was like, man, I'm nice. Like, I should be discovered. You know what I mean? I'm super smart. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to make money. It does not work like that. It does not work like that.
I just saw an opportunity and just genuinely took it. It wasn't a handout. It was simply just, you know what, I'm talented at Call of Duty. This is what I want to do. It took me 8 years to make it a career.
Open to it being a talent.
8 years is crazy.
I think it's a skill. I think it's something you
Yo,
can master.
she's like the fucking lady from Monsters Inc., bro. And she's pissed me off.
I don't think you're a Mozart that you have this gift of like, whoa, when I put my thumb here and this thumb there and do this combo, I do this
You'd be
flip.
surprised. I mean, there's people out there who are genuinely
That they have their opposable thumbs like so good.
That's like saying, here's a paintbrush, go paint me Picasso.
Yeah, that's true. That's like, bro, you could say that about anything. Anything that human beings do, you could say that.
I'm saying this is so hard. If there's certain games that have $1 million prize pools, if this is a skill you could just learn and you're looking for a job for 10 months, go pick up a controller and go hop in this $1 million tournament and win it.
You could.
Perhaps what? Yo, I can just tell by her attitude that she's never accomplished anything or worked hard in her life. She just sits around and bitches all day.
What do you mean I wouldn't
You can't even find your OBS stream key. Stop playing.
I need to work for it, but
So like, but you're dismissing what he does. You're just dismissing. Like,
I'm not
oh,
dismissing. I'm saying
it's
that's
not a
easy.
skill. It's not a talent.
I said it's a skill. I didn't say it's a talent. I said it's a skill. It's a skill that
But
you can own.
how do you know if it's easy if you haven't done it? Like if you
I
don't.
played Mario Kart. I've played other games.
Okay, but you played Mario Kart with your sibling who was also equally ass, and you just fucked around. Like, this dude is like, has put in work to the point where he's not. Bro, Call of Duty is an art. There's strategy involved. Like, you got to really think about Call of Duty. Call of Duty, especially, is one of the harder popular video games to play. Like, the sporting games, I would say a little bit easier. Like 2K, Madden, even those have strategy involved. Even those have skill. You got to master some timing on certain shit. But Call of Duty, there's a lot of complexity in there. I mean, yes, at the end of the day, it's a video game, right? It's not like, it's not rocket science, but to be that good, you have to really get good. And your reaction time and shit, you really have to get good at that. And some of it is talent, I'm telling you. Some of that's talent. Like, my trigger finger is nasty, bro. I'm telling you. That's all you need right there. That's all you need to have a really good trigger. People used to say have aimbot. All my buddies were like, yo, what the fuck? You cheating. What, you got a mod. You got a mod. Now, fuck no. I just have this thing. That's it, bro. But anyway, you just got to be smart. You got to figure it out. You got to be quick. You have to have a little bit of, like, fluid intelligence.
Level though. No, not a professional level because that's not what I'm trying to pursue.
I know, but you don't understand what it takes to be on that sort of level. So how can you try to dismiss it and say it's yours is harder? How do you know?
What does it take to be on that
because
level?
I've worked at 9 to 5.
Yeah. What does it take to be on that level?
Just gift, and you got to play all the time.
Tens of thousands of hours of work, and editing, and filming.
It's just like when you shoot a basketball. Look, video games are different. I could never play video games for that long, even though I was good. I used to do it all the time because I was good in it all the time, and I was just very happy to sit there with my fucking chips and video games, and I used to get really good at it. But I couldn't do that anymore now that I don't goon anymore. Couldn't do it because now, like, bro, like, I need to be, like, outside. I need to see the sunlight. I need to see, like, civilization and shit like that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I will get depressed. I can't be sitting here looking at a screen. That shit would kill me. But, like, it's just like when you shoot a basketball, you just do it. Yeah, it's simple on its face, right? You just sit there. But you're not going to make that many shots until you just do it over and 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 over. Again and again and again and again and again and again and again. It's the same shit. Like, with a quick scope, it's like, boom, missed it. Boom, missed it. Yeah, it's simple. It's easy to do, right? But it's not. You're not just gonna hit it every time. Like, my 360s got good. That's how good. I got, like, really good at COD, so I know what I'm talking about.
I'm just talking about pure skill. As far as like the videos and stuff like that, just off pure skill.
Like, I was probably like 20% hit rate on 360s. I'm not gonna lie, which is pretty solid for a non-professional gamer.
I had to put tens of thousands of hours.
Could you get a
into
refresh
my
second
studies.
zone, Tarbing? Could you?
I have no idea what you said.
Could you get a refresh going into second zone with no mats? Can you get a refresh on the best players?
I can also put. I can circle back and give you
know how to
different
short
terms
launch pad?
from
When you're trying to get to third zone, third moving, do you know how to short?
No, I don't. But if I want,
Excel sheet, we could do.
When someone's first reaction to something difficult is to discredit it and be like, oh, well, it's not that hard. I could do that. When it's your first reaction to say that, that signals a lack of experience in life. That signals a lack of experience with success. And that signals a lack of experience with the climb in anything. In anything, it's hard to be the best. Bro, like, again, my football coach used to tell us this. If it was easy, everybody would do it. If something is rare and difficult, if it's scarce, right, chances are it's difficult to attain. Whether that be diamonds, right? You got to get money to get diamonds. Whether that be, being number 4 in something in the world, right? It's going to take a lot of work to get to that point. Whether it's 75% on threes when you're shooting NBA threes at a gym and you want to get 75% on 1,000 shots. Nobody can do that. Very, very few people on earth can do that. To get to that level, you really have to work at it. Otherwise, everybody would just do it. It would be commonplace. What's commonplace is like 35%, 40% in the gym. Maybe for most hoopers, like real hoopers, 50%, right? But to climb these Mount Everests in anything, it takes a lot of work. Mad work. And to not understand that and just offer it, be like, oh, like da-da-da-da, that's entitlement. Here's the thing, though. The one thing I will say is that it is different. It's a little bit different for female influencers specifically, and that's not to say anything about, male, female, feminism, anything like that. What I'm saying is when a girl is attractive, things get a lot easier. And that is much less work-oriented, obviously. But you still have to put some work into that, and you still have to you have to be pretty. Like, you have to get lucky, you know what I mean, to get that. Like, not everybody is capable of doing that. But that's like one of the few exceptions to what I just said, I would say, because you can climb that ladder without really working hard at all. Like, but even then, like, look at Kim K, look at Kendall Jenner, look at the amount of surgery, effort, money they put into that. Like, somebody produced them, like their parents really produced them as products to become like the top of the beauty industry, basically. So it's still a lot of work, still a lot of calculation, still a lot of risk, still a lot of good decisions, and a lot of dedication to get to that level.
Excel sheet. No, but exactly.
They're just talking game.
As a babysitter, I can talk to you about the different things I do and ask you, could you do that?
Yes, I could. Whatever you do as a babysitter, yeah, I could definitely do what you do as a babysitter. All right, anyway, that's the video, y'all. Peace and love. I'll see y'all later. I wanted to introduce a concept today. It's something that I came up with. And, it's not something that I invented, but it's something that I feel that I've named properly. And it's the concept of a locker room gentleman. Okay, what I mean by that, right? I was thinking about the way I want to raise my kids when I do have kids eventually, especially if I have a son. And I thought about it and figured I would like for him to be a quote-unquote locker room gentleman. And what I mean by that is you want to be, as a dude, the type of guy that can hang, right? And I feel like that comes first in your development. You can't come out with the polish and grow up with all this like polish and being all perfect and goody two shoes. You kind of have to just be able to hang and be a locker room guy first. That's going to prevent you from being a pussy. That's going to make you be willing to do certain shit that's harder than most people. That's going to make you tougher. It's not going to make you just like, you're not going to, if you go about it raising a kid that way and you go about development as even an individual and as a man that way, you're going to be at the core a non-pussy who's actually willing to do work and do things that a lot of people get their hands dirty that a lot of people aren't willing to do, right? And maybe tough out certain things without crying like a bitch. And then you add the gentleman part later, the polish and maybe the good habits and obviously you want to build good habits from the jump in terms of like being on time, lunch pail mindset, that kind of thing. But in terms of toning it down a little bit with the cursing, maybe like not being so vocal about certain things, knowing when to keep your mouth shut, that stuff comes after, right? I feel like at his core, a dude should be a dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, if you can't hang and you're considered, you're soft and you're just a crybaby and you're all like particular about sensitivities and stuff, it's going to be impossible for you to succeed in life as a man. You got to have some gumption and some toughness and some really just raw flavor to you. And then on top of that, you can build the gentleman shtick, and you know, you can then become a polished person that can also fit in say like a corporate environment with people from all different backgrounds, and maybe like, you know, in formal settings. But I don't think the type of person that's extremely good in formal settings from the get-go is as successful as a guy who is, you know, maybe he's had some unpleasant experiences in his life. Maybe this guy has come from a background where, you know, there was some violence, there was some roughness, right? There was some sort of impetus to stick up for yourself and you know, be able to weather certain things, and some sort of perspective given to you in the form of hard lessons to show you what's important to react to, what's important not to, what's important to do in life in order to succeed and continue to move forth. I think that's the core, and the polish comes later. So if you build a person in that way, I think that becomes a locker room gentleman. It's the type of guy you want to be around. Type of guy who achieves success in life.